Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Diamondbacks have always had a deep connection with the baseball-loving country of Mexico, from the fan base to the players. They have played exhibition games in Hermosillo and Monterrey, dating back to 1998. But this weekend, for the first time ever, the D-backs will play a regular season series out of the border. Mexico City, the largest city in North America, welcomes in the Padres and Diamondbacks for a National League West showdown. From Estadio de Béisbol, Alfredo Harpelú. Bienvenidos a la Serie de la Ciudad de México. Elevado profundo. La bola va para atrás. Para atrás. Padres, Diamondbacks. A continuación en D-backs TV.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive. Welcome to Mexico City. We are here on Major League Baseball's World Tour, more than 7,300 feet above sea level, on a ball field nicknamed the Fire Diamond. It's the Mexico City Series, and it's on D-backs TV. Good afternoon from Estadio Alfredo Harpelú. Steve Berthiaume and Tom Candiotti happy to be here with you with a very large Diamondbacks contingent for the first of two games, division games, against the San Diego Padres. And Candy, so far this ballpark looks like a big league ballpark. It is a wonderful facility.
Yeah, everything we've experienced so far has really been top notch. You know, the field especially, that's probably the most important part of it. But everything about it just seems like very major league, so it's kind of good to know.
It's a very similar turf to what the Diamondbacks have at Chase Field, so it won't be all too unfamiliar. But this place, over the course of the years, has been a launching pad. 4 games have been played here before. A total of 22 home runs have been hit.
It is a launching pad. I mean, balls are going to fly here. As you mentioned, we're almost 7,400 feet up in the air right now. Air is very light, the ball is going to fly, and you're probably going to see quite a few home runs in this game.
Yeah, it's an anti-gravity situation here. You feel the elevation, 7,300 feet. It's 2,000 feet higher than Coors Field. Herman Marquez, the former Rocky, familiar with that. He opens up for the Padres against Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, and both these pitchers had that familiarity of being able to pitch up high in high elevations. Of course, Gallen, even in Phoenix, is 1,800 feet above, but he's pitched a lot of times in Colorado. Marquez also has got familiarity with that, but it's all about keeping the ball in the ballpark in this game.
First of two coming up on the Fire Diamond. We'll take a break for now. First pitch from Mexico City. The Mexico City Series almost underway. It's coming up next for you on D-backs TV. Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. A grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay and play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today and get your game plan. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. Major League Baseball's World Tour returns to Mexico City for the third time in 4 years. Serpientes in the house as we greet you from Estadio Alfredo Harpelú, home of the Diablos Rojos de Mexico. This is a stadium nicknamed the Fire Diamond, and Candy, it is on fire here this afternoon.
You know, it's just impressive that you could get that out in perfect grammatics there.
I'm sure it was spot on, right?
Oh, but this is really a special place right now. It's jam-packed. People are excited for the game. I mean, I'm excited for the game. This is going to be fun.
It's a meeting 6 years in the making. These two clubs scheduled to play here in 2020, only to be canceled by the pandemic. And the Diamondbacks have previously played exhibition games in Mexico. They've been in Hermosillo, they've been in Monterrey, but this will be the organization's first regular season games on Mexican soil. As you get a look at the weather report, very comfortable day here. It's the Multi-Pro Roof Solutions weather report. 84 degrees, not too bad at all heat-wise.
Not so bad at all. You know, the elevation's really high as we're going to hit a few times, 7,350 feet or so. So the balls are going to fly here. Air is thin.
And in 4 games here, they've hit over 20 home runs over the recent seasons. Your Y-Refi starting pitcher stats for the right-hander, Zach Gallen. He's the first one up here. His previous 4 starts, he's given up only 6 earned runs. He's pitched pretty well lately. Yeah,
he really has thrown the ball well. I think the big key to really focus on Zach is really going to be his curveball, the efficiency of that curveball. If he can get a lot of guys to swing and miss and chase it out of the zone, then everything else is going to fall in place. So that's a one key pitch to really watch today in this game with Gallen on the mound.
San Diego is red hot. They've won 15 of their last 18 games, a stretch that included an 8-game winning streak. They have a half-game edge on the Dodgers. They are leading the National League West under their first-year manager, Craig Stammen. And here's the Padre lineup this afternoon.
Yeah, look up and down this lineup. You know, it's a solid lineup, and you're starting to see Xander Bogaerts also really go out and start to hit the ball like he once did in Boston. Hasn't really done that so far in San Diego, but right now it looks like he's kind of locked in.
Oh, the stadium is nearly full. It holds just over 20,000. They're still filing in as we get a look around the diamond at the D-back defense provided by CarShield. There's Alec Thomas, who has twice played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he's so good out in center field. I mean, when you look at a couple of the metrics, you know, whether it's defensive runs saved, he's above league average in that. Outs above average, he's above average in that also. You know, he can patrol them, and that's going to be very important in this game to be able to run some balls down.
And this ballpark is something else, a relatively new facility, opened in 2019 and played at Mexico City's elevation. And Jody and Webby mentioned at the pregame show, we are at 7,350 feet above sea level. And it is a home run hitter's paradise. Stu Sherwater is the plate umpire calling balls and strikes. Ramon Laureano leads it off and we're underway in Mexico City.
That first fastball pops in there at 94 miles an hour. Good to see Gallen and his velocity up there about 94, 95 right now.
Laureano in the leadoff spot, but leads the Padres in RBIs this year.
Just another fastball, just a little bit off the plate. Really, really important now. Runs are going to be plenty, most likely, in this game. So you got to keep the ball in the ballpark, number one, but you can't afford to give walks.
Laureano had a 3-hit game, drove in a couple of runs in San Diego's win at Colorado on Thursday. And how about this for the Padres, Candy, elevation-wise? They went from Coors Field to here in Mexico City. So we'll see if there's a Coors Field hangover or if it even applies here at this elevation.
They're gradually acclimating themselves maybe to this elevation.
At this rate, they'll be playing on the moon next week.
Right.
2-2 on Laureano.
Laureano's really done a great job since coming over to the Padres last year.
He was a game changer acquisition-wise for them, for sure. Just missed the corner. By the way, we do not have ABS in this series. Want to point that out for those of you at home. The ballpark is not equipped with the technology, so we do not have automated balls and strikes and no challenges on some of these strike calls. Full count, 3-2.
Big cut that time. Good cut fastball. Big swing by Laureano. Fouled that one off.
Laureano acquired from Baltimore at the trade deadline last year, and between the Orioles and the Padres had one of the best seasons of his career. 24 homers, knocked in 76 runs. Long at bat here for Gallen. This is lifted in the air to right, room for Corbin Carroll. There's some pretty fair cloud cover overhead. We have patches of blue sky. Time now, Candy, for your Jeep. Keys to the game.
Well, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, really key is the trouble with the curveball. You got to make sure you're getting that into strike zone, number one, and then get guys to chase it out of the strike zone. And also the defense. From infield and outfield, you can't afford to give away extra outs in this environment. So be very, very key to play good defense in this game.
Fernando Tatis Jr., who has yet to homer in 25 games this year. He's come to the right place. Try and fix that, off to a .250 start.
I was watching his batting practice. We both were, and he was launching some balls.
This place is a launching pad like perhaps none other. Yes, he went. Roberto Ortiz. The cutter's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, nice pitch. He starts like over the plate, just dips right down under. He's got a little bit of tilt on his cutter, where a lot of guys really don't. It's more of a lateral break, but Zach gets his to go down a little bit on occasion.
Tatis's strikeout rate to this point in the season has jumped up above 25%, which is a significant increase for him from last year. Swing and miss right there, and Gallen gets strike two, sticking with that cut fastball. That might be the slider. Sometimes the computer mixes up those two pitches. I have a feeling it's more the slider than the cutter.
Yeah, that was the slider right there. And really, that's how you attack Tatis. He's really weak on right-handed sliders down and away.
Won't chase that far out, though, and it's full count 3-2. So back-to-back full counts for Gallen on a day where pitch efficiency will be premium.
Yeah, and Zach will throw a slider. That's about 89 miles an hour normally, but he throws it almost 25% of the time.
Eldemaro Vargas has got it at first base, and Gallen has the first two outs.
Boy, that was a really nice play. We talked about how important defense is. That's a perfect example of it. Vargas, this ball's hit hard on the ground. He's playing about halfway, and he gets to that ball quickly, right in the glove, takes it himself. Yeah, that's a big play.
What a season it's been for Eldemaro Vargas. Two down for Jackson Merrill. The center fielder bats third.
Should love that with Vargas. You could put him almost anywhere in the field out there. Plus his bat right now is just on fire.
It's hard to place a value on what he's meant to this year's club.
It's unbelievable.
Allen curveball. Merrill lays off. It's ball one in his third season now. 211 and 3 home runs.
Just really a budding star.
Yeah,
great defense. He's got a bat. He can run a little bit. Didn't run that much last year, but he's very capable of doing that.
His batting average for this season has dropped 50 points in the last 7 games. He's kind of fighting it right now. 2 for 26 in those last 7 games with 14 strikeouts. He's ahead here though, 2-0. Make it 3 balls and no strikes. Manny Machado is in the cleanup spot for the Padres.
Looked like Zach was trying to play a little bit off his aggressiveness there. A 2-0 changeup. Thought he might get him to swing, but he laid off of it.
Swings on 3-0. Vargas has got it again. Gallen in a foot race, and he wins it. Gets to the bag. A good start for Zach. A 1-2-3 first. The Diamondbacks in Mexico City are coming up. We are just underway from Estadio Alfredo Arpelu here in Mexico City. Diamondbacks and Padres and Candy. Here's the D-back starting lineup presented by Trajan Wealth.
Yeah, normally we concentrate on the top 4 guys in the lineup or so, but look how long this lineup has gotten with the emergence of Vargas, Gurriel back in the lineup, Arenado hitting in the number 7 spot and really tearing it up. So this lineup is getting very, very capable of scoring a lot of runs.
They're up against veteran right-hander German Marquez, now 31 years old. After a decade in Colorado, his first season in San Diego. There's the strike to Geraldo Perdomo. Marquez likes to look for ways to get his curveball into the mix, but that might be a challenge for him given the circumstances here.
Yeah, it's a little tough when you have an elevation like this where the air is so thin to be able to throw a good crisp curveball.
He tried it right there, threw a pretty good one. 1-2 now on Perdomo.
Now Marquez this year, he has given up 5 home runs in really 18 2/3 innings pitched. So that comes out to about 2.41 home runs per 9. That's really high. And when you throw him in a situation like this, could be trouble.
And Stu Sherwater rings him up. He landed the curveball there for strike 3, and a good start for German Marquez.
Yeah, it really looked like Perdomo was taking that ball all the way. He really caught the outside corner on it. That was a good pitch.
Remember, no ABS in this series. The ballpark does not have the technology, so there's no challenges for the pitcher, catcher, or the batter. One away now for Ketel Marte.
Well, Ketel, he's a guy that will go foul line to foul line. He's got pop. He'll drive it out of the ballpark. He'll pierce the gaps. He can pretty much do anything up there with the bat.
Curveball lands for a strike. Marte coming off back-to-back 2-hit games in that White Sox series.
where seemingly everything was coming off his bat at 100 miles an hour or harder. But first you got to make contact. Waves to the slider, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of breaking stuff. That was the slider. We've seen the curveball already. So both pitchers really now early in this game are really relying on their off-speed pitches.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to see how those balls are going to break. And he painted the corner that time with a fastball. He struck out the first two looking ahead of Corbin Carroll.
Boy, that was right on the edge also. It looked like that was more of a strike than a ball. Hard fastball right to his catcher's mitt. 96 miles an hour.
Caught Cattell by surprise with that heater. Corbin Carroll bats third. There's a look around the diamond of the Padres defense. Jackson Merrill out there in center field. And as you said, defense is going to be a priority here.
Yeah, and again, a lot like Alec Thomas, he goes out and he's got such great instincts. And you look at his first step, he can cover so much ground.
This is along the left field line. Manny Machado drifting over. There's a decent amount of foul territory here, but maybe a little bit too much for Machado that time. It is an all-turf field. It's a very spongy, bouncy turf. It's very similar to what we have at Chase.
Yeah, it really feels like you could really run like crazy on it. It's got a lot of bounce to it. And Manny looked like he had it. Looked like he was focusing in on the ball, went down into a slide, but just couldn't secure it.
So Corbin gets a second chance down 0-2. Marquez looking to strike out the side to get things started.
Well, let's see if Corbin can put a little damper in that, get on base, create a little havoc.
He's hitting .296 with 3 homers. He leads the Diamondbacks in runs batted in. Torrivello trying to take advantage of Corbin's slug, create more RBI opportunities for him. So he's dropped them down into the 3-hole in the lineup, something that Torrey says he's probably going to stay with for a while.
The beauty of those top 3 guys the D-backs have. You can really just shuffle them up, put them anywhere.
A high bouncer on that turf. Foot race is on. Bogarts from short, and they get Corbin Carroll at first. As we eventually get a mechanic there from Roberto Ortiz. Couple of 1, 2, 3 first for both pitchers. We head to the second here in Mexico City.
When it came to
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. And by Jeep. Hurry in for the Jeep Declaration of Deals. Jeep, there's only one. Oh, we've talked a lot about the elevation here in spectacular Mexico City, 7,350 feet above sea level. It's no joke. You might even feel it simply walking around the city like we did yesterday, or climbing some stairs. It's prevalent. You feel the elevation here.
Which is amazing. We were discussing the 1968 Olympics.
Yeah,
the Summer Olympics were here. You know, think of that.
Hard to believe. Manny Machado in the cleanup spot. Gallen coming off a 1-2-3 first. As a precaution, the Diamondbacks elected not to bring pitchers Eduardo Rodriguez and Michael Soroka on this trip. They will meet the club when we get to Milwaukee, just to eliminate any unnecessary impact on their conditioning ahead of their upcoming starts. That slider misses, and it's a ball and a strike on Machado.
Just try to be very, very careful with Machado. Manny in his career 8 for 30 with a home run, a couple doubles against Gallen.
A smash to third. Arenado's got it. Boy, that was a rocket off the bat of Manny Machado. 108 miles an hour off the bat.
Boy, it was hit hard, but Arenado, that's the right guy to hit it to. Back to his glove and makes a very difficult play look very easy.
Well, it's a raffle fiesta in our 50-50, a rolling jackpot that includes not only the game the other day, but this game and tomorrow game. We're going to roll it all into one thing. It's already at $25,000. We're going to keep it open until the 7th inning on Sunday, so you can play along at home from anywhere in the state of Arizona. Get your 50-50 tickets online, dbacks.com/5050. And the winner will be announced after the game on Sunday. It is a 50-50 raffle fiesta.
3 days worth of 50-50s in one jackpot.
That's going to be a good jackpot.
I'll say. Well, that was 108 miles an hour off the bat of Machado when Arenado made it look like batting practice.
Yeah, it was like no big deal. Oh, call it the hot corner for a reason, right?
Right. Here's Xander Bogaerts, who's probably their hottest hitter right now. Bogaerts, 289, 4 homers. He's tops of the Padres at OPS and has more walks than strikeouts this season.
He's kind of reverting back to how effective he was at the plate when he was with the Red Sox.
Yeah, he's had a tough couple of years, last 2.
Yeah.
Leads the Padres in hits. He homered in their last game, a 10-8 win at Colorado on Thursday. And so Bogaerts arrives here riding a 5-game hitting streak. 2-2 from Gallen. Did he go? He did not, says Roberto Ortiz.
That was a good curveball too by Zach. That's good to see. Was in the plate, started in there, and then it just kind of disappeared out of it.
Yeah, that's a check.
Yeah, that was a good
call by the first
good
baseman.
call all the way.
Got it by him. Boys, got that slider cooking, Candy. He put that thing right on the corner.
Oh, that was beautiful. Again, it's a pitch that starts in the zone and breaks it right on the outside edge. Good tilt to it, late break, great pitch.
5 up, 5 down for Zach. Now he faces the DH Gavin Sheets.
Gallen looks like he's got a good little rhythm and tempo going right now. You always want to see that with the starting pitcher.
First pitch strike to Sheets, the DH. 227 and 3 homers.
Yeah, so much of that is tempo, rhythm, right?
Yeah, right. Especially early on, because you're really fighting a lot of adrenaline that you have really built up. You want to throw the ball through the wall, and you almost have to keep yourself back a little bit. And Gallen is so good at being able to do that and really executing his game plan.
Ball and a strike on the Padre DH. Plus, you know that he's heard incessant comments about the elevation and just like, oh, okay, I get it. Enough already.
That's right.
It's going to be a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, he's never backs down from a challenge, so and he looks great.
Now the 1-2. Punches that just foul up the line. Sheets on Thursday celebrated his 30th birthday with a 3-run homer in the 9th inning that gave San Diego a come-from-behind win over the Rockies in Coors. He's been a good fit here with the Padres. Now in his 2nd season in San Diego. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gallen's got the breaking stuff working. 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 second, and he set down all 6 he's faced.
So I hammer the.
Hey, D-backs Advantage members, you can earn 20 Advantage points when you enter the bonus word of the series into the Advantage members section of your MLB Ballpark app. And today's bonus word is Durazo, as in Ruby, the Diamondback great.
Oh, he could pound it too. Look at him. Look at those eyes just focused over there at first base.
Just another piece of that amazing 01 World Series champs who celebrate 25 years as Adrian Del Castillo leads off the 2nd against Germán Marquez.
All right, time to crank this offense up. Get some guys on base, start driving them in.
That one's fouled away. Speaking of Arubiel Durazo, he was greeted by Todd Walsh, I think at the airport, right?
Yeah, I was part of the commission that went out and got him. We had a chance to speak to
Nice.
him on the. Yeah, he was on the pregame show, and I'll let you take this one here, Steve.
Oh, just Jackson Merrill drifting over into left center. They retired Del Castillo.
Arubiel, just one of the nicest guys you'll ever come across in Major League Baseball. So proud to be able to come to Mexico City from his home in Hermosillo to watch the Diamondbacks. He was just so thrilled about it, and also excited to be a part of the celebration of that 2001 team. He said he'll come back and talk about it whenever he is asked. And I said, so where are you sitting tonight? And he said, wherever Luis Gonzalez is. But
that's good policy.
Good policy.
Yeah. He's such a clutch hitter, and obviously when the season starts to wind down and we start talking about the games that mattered and the hits that mattered, none bigger than Arubiel's in Turner Field in Atlanta, or this team maybe doesn't get to the World Series. So great to see him in the ballpark today.
25 years ago, as we celebrate, Gurriel grounds out to second. Cronenworth's there, and Marquez has set down 5 in a row, matching Gallen pitch for pitch. A reminder, fans, if and when the D-backs hit a home run here, you score a free jumbo jack at Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. And here's the perfect guy to cue that for. It's Ildemaro Vargas, the hottest hitter on the planet right now. Leads the Diamondbacks in hits, 357. He's got 5 homers.
That OPS 1046. He's just nailing everything.
He keeps extending his own franchise record. Vargy has it safely in each of his first 18 games to begin the year. He's hit in 21 consecutive games dating back to last season, which is still the major's longest active hit streak.
Gotta like this matchup for him also.
Drills it to center, and he's got another base hit. The streak continues for Ildemaro Vargas. 19 for 19 to start the year.
Oh, he just turned that slider right on around. Hit it right back from where it came from. Solid shot right up the middle.
Boy, his consistency, Candy, throughout this streak has really been remarkable.
Just love how he just sat back on that slider. Let it travel, and then just hammered it up the middle.
RBI chance perhaps for Nolan Arenado, the way Nolan's been hitting the ball. 22 straight games dating back to last year. There's a strike to Arenado, 3rd on the club in RBIs. 262. His bat has come alive in the last few weeks.
Yeah, and I think because of that, his confidence is really coming alive also. Looks very, very confident at the plate.
Nolan had 7 hits, scored 4 runs in that 3-game set against the White Sox this week. And in his last 10 games, he's hitting nearly .390. Vargas at first with 2 outs. Chopped to third. Machado, it goes under the glove or off the glove and into left. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the Diamondbacks.
Got it right in the right spot. Machado had to go to his left, dove for the ball, got a little bit of his glove, but not quite enough to flex it into left field. And that's a base knock. Now you got Arenado robbing Machado, and this time Machado could not rob Arenado.
So 2 on and 2 out for Jose Fernandez, and for a 22-year-old kid that's only played a handful of major league games, every Latin media member wanted to talk to Jose Fernandez before the game today. He did endless amounts of interviews.
Very popular.
Popular in Phoenix too.
Yeah.
Takes a big cut at that slider, and it's 0-1. Jose had a 7-game hitting streak snapped Thursday when he was a pinch hitter against Chicago. He had hit in 7 straight and 12 of 13.
Getting more and more comfortable at the plate.
It rolls away from Felix Fermin up the line, but everybody stays put. Vargas at second. Arenado at first.
Breaking ball that time in the dirt. Fermin did a good job getting over there, keeping that ball in front of him.
Diamondbacks arrive in Mexico City with a record of 14-11. How about Fernandez this year, hitting over 470 with runners in scoring position?
Well, you got one out there now. Go ahead and drive him in.
Now the 1-1.
A little bit late on that fastball. He's popping it up there about 93 miles an hour, sometimes a little bit harder. He's also sporting a pretty good breaking ball, so he's got good stuff going right now, Marquez does.
He's thrown more curveballs than fastballs this year. The curve has been much more effective than both his 4-seamer and his sinker. First season with the Padres after 10 years as a Colorado Rocky. The 1-2. They'll check on Vargas back there. Marquez lost his Padre debut. He got hit hard in a short outing against the Giants, and then rallied with wins over the Pirates and the Rockies. Last outing was in Anaheim last Saturday. 5 2/3 of 2-hit ball against the Angels. That's in the gap, and it's headed for the wall. Vargas is home. Here comes Arenado. J.R. House waves him home. Here's the throw, and he is in there. Jose Fernandez makes it 2-0 Diamondbacks.
It's only appropriate. He just smashed this ball to left center field, just pierced the gap out there. Merrill couldn't get it. 2-run score. I mean, Fernandez, stay hot.
That is 108 off the bat. 3 consecutive 2-out hits.
That was with authority, too. Boy, it just got the meat part of the bat, and he just hammered that ball.
All the way to the wall out there. Arenado able to sneak home behind Vargas. 2 RBIs for Fernandez. See if Alek Thomas can keep it going. And that rolls behind Fermin. He can't find it. Fernandez into third easily.
It was a little slider. Didn't even look like it was that low in the zone. It just got by Fermin. Got a guy on third base now.
Another RBI chance for Alek Thomas, who's twice played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, including again this spring. And he was telling us a lot of fans on the streets at the food trucks have recognized him from the WBC, and they have been very supportive. As Alek has embraced his mother's side of the family, his Mexican heritage. Well, Marquez almost threw that to the backstop.
Well, that would have been a nice run to get.
There's not a lot of room behind home plate for the catcher, and there's padding there, so it might bounce right back to you.
Yeah, you really got to get a good secondary lead at third base to be able to score on even a wild pitch.
Thomas gets it in the air. It's on its way to right field. Alek Thomas makes it 4-0.
Look at the bottom of this order production. That slider inside, and he crushed it to right field. Never a doubt about that one.
That's the second of the year for AT. 4 consecutive 2-out hits, and they lead it 4-zip. Profundo.
Oh, that was right in his wheelhouse, too. Middle in, and he knew it as soon as he swung the bat.
That's so great for Alek. He is something of a celebrity here, given how much he's played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, how he's embraced his mother's side of the family. He's done a lot of interviews here, and what a great start for Alek. That's a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box for you with a purchase of a large drink.
Smiles everywhere in that dugout.
He's got his mom and dad here. Takes great pride to represent his mom's side of the family. Mom's very proud of him for the way he's done that, he says. The hugs from mom after the WBC were just a little bit tighter. And whoa, that's got to feel so good for the whole family. Lineup card turns over now. Bottom of the order, getting it done. Here's Geraldo Perdomo in the leadoff spot.
Nothing like a 2-out rally. 4 runs in.
I have a feeling 4 is not going to be enough in this place.
Keep it going.
Terry struck out looking to lead it off. Perdomo begins this series with an active 7-game hitting streak. He has 13 hits in his last 7 games.
Still always one of the best eyes in all of baseball. He will work counts as well as anybody.
Which is why Torey Lovullo has put him back up in that leadoff spot. Torey doesn't offer there. Torey calls it a wear factor for the opposing pitcher with Perdomo. Because with Jerry up there batting leadoff, he's got a chance to kind of dig into that starting pitcher a little bit with a pitch count. Make him work hard to get him out, which might set things up for Ketel Marte or Corbin Carroll behind him.
It gives those guys a chance to see some pitches, particularly you got a pitcher that's really mixing his pitch mix up. A chance to kind of gaze at it from the on-deck circle.
3-1.
Kind of hittable fastball right there. That's the 2-seam sinker running away from the left-hand batter.
Got him his first at bat on that backdoor slider. Let's see if he tries to come back out that way.
And Jerry will take timeout.
We have Bogarts, a shortstop, playing right up the middle of the field.
This has become a stereotypical Geraldo Perdomo at bat. We've seen sliders, changeups, sinkers, knuckle curves. 7th pitch on the way.
It doesn't matter.
You're right, Marquez is really mixing things up. On the ground is second. Cronenworth over to collect it. A 2-out rally in the second gives the Diamondbacks a 4-0 lead. Vargas and Arenado single. Fernandez splits the gap for 2. And AT tacks on 2 more. It's 4-0 Diamondbacks in Mexico City.
Good things.
Well, a moment Alek Thomas won't soon forget. His first at bat in Mexico City is a 2-run home run. And it's given the Diamondbacks a 4-0 lead in the first of this 2-game set against the Padres. Here from Estadio Alfredo Arpoelu, Ty France, the first baseman, leads off the third against Zach Gallen, who so far, Tom Candiotti, has set down all 6 he's faced.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp, and now you got the bottom 3 of the order. Love to have a good shutdown inning here.
Gallen at 32 pitches through 2. Really relying on that slider. That's a pitch, Candy, that Zach this year is throwing it twice as often as he did last year.
Yeah, throwing it a lot more, about 24% of the time.
Lands one right there for a strike.
I think the combination of the slider and the curveball, he throws both those about 43% of the time. That's an awful lot.
It's been getting hit hard too, but it's been effective so far today. Corbin Carroll able to run it down with that closing speed, and Gallen has set down the first 7.
Oh, great to have some kind of speed like that. Corbin Carroll froze a little bit because you're not quite sure how the ball's going to carry here.
Yeah.
And then he just recognized where the ball was going to end up, and he just turned on the afterburners.
Padres catchers Freddie Fermin will take his time out before he steps into the box. Fermin 175, a couple of RBIs in 19 games this year. Gallen goes right after him with a fastball at the belt for strike 1.
Said hit it if you can. Overpowered him a little bit up in the zone. I like that velocity that Zach is really showcasing now. About 94 miles an hour, pretty consistent.
Yeah, the fastball velocity has been right where it was last year.
He's got a pair of strikeouts so far. I mean, that's one thing I think we're watching, to see the swings and misses.
That's the thing that's been missing from Zach's resume this year. The strikeouts, they've not been there. Through his first 5 starts, Zach has recorded more than 3 strikeouts in a game, only once.
There's another nice pitch, gets the swing and a miss.
Back to that slider. It's showing up on your screen as a cutter. It's really a slider. That happens a lot with some of the technology. It confuses the 2 pitches. That got Gallen. Fermin will reach. We'll check on Zach.
Oh, a hard hit line drive too. That comes out 92 miles an hour. Looked like about 102. Zach is a really good fielder too, and fields his position about as well as anyone, but couldn't get that one.
Torey Lovullo and the training staff coming out to have a look. Max Esposito is out there looking at Zach, who doesn't appear to be in any immediate discomfort.
You know what he did is almost like a batter getting hit by a pitch. He really turned his front shoulder into it.
Good call.
And kind of like cushioned the blow a little bit.
You don't, Candy, the way he had been locked in, you talked a minute ago in the previous half inning about tempo and pace and rhythm. He was very much in the sweet spot. And even if he is okay, and it certainly looks like he's okay, you don't want that disrupted.
No, not at all. I mean, that's what a pitcher strives to do, at least your starting pitcher. Try to get that good rhythm and tempo so everything comes out of your hand feeling good. And he was in that spot. He said he had 7 up, 7 down.
92 miles an hour. Looked like it got him somewhere around the right shoulder, maybe? Or just above the elbow, perhaps?
Yeah, kind of a glancing blow, luckily.
There's Max Esposito, the athletic trainer, keeping a close eye. Stu Sherwater is the plate umpire there in your picture. And Zach's going to take as many warm-up tosses here as they'll let him. He doesn't look. Here comes the eye test for Torey Lovullo.
Yeah.
He's going to tell him right now, look, this season is much more important than this game. As important as this game is, you got to be honest with me. What's happening?
There's always a little scare factor too when you get a line drive coming right back at you. Very, very difficult.
Just gives you the shakes for a while.
Yeah,
I bet it does. And Torrey and Max will head back to the dugout. Looks like Gallen is good to continue, fortunately.
Well, I'd love to see him just, be able to maybe get a ground ball right here, get out of this inning, get a double play, get back in and give yourself a little breather.
You've got the number 9 hitter coming up. It's Jake Cronenworth. That's a base hit for Freddie Fermin, the first hit for the Padres. And here's Cronenworth, the second baseman.
This is not an easy matchup for Zach, at least historically. 9 for 29 with a home run, 3 doubles also.
And Cronenworth's bat has kind of fallen off the last couple of years. This season he's batting .167 and has only 3 extra base hits and 4 RBIs all year. He'd like to be doing more damage at the plate. He has slugged under 400 each of the last 4 years. Jake Cronenworth.
And that's really what he tries to do. He's not up there just trying to get base hits the other way. He's up there to do some damage. If you're not doing that damage, he's really scuffling.
On the ground to Marte, makes a terrific play. They'll have to settle for 1, but what a gorgeous stop there by Marte to keep that from rolling into right field.
Boy, not only was it a good play, but a really good decision on his part. He thought about maybe trying to get the lead runner, and that was going to be a very difficult play. And in mid fielding the ground ball, he still had the presence to throw it over to Vargas to get the out of first.
Cronenworth hit it into the ground. Here's the Padres RBI leader now, Ramon Laureano, in the leadoff spot, who flied out his first time. Fermin at second with 2 outs.
Zach really kind of taking his time right now.
He's right at him with a fastball at 93. Laureano had a 3-hit game, drove in 2 runs in their win at Colorado on Thursday. He's been a terrific addition for them. Gallen ahead, 2 fastballs, Candy. He's up 0-2.
And he really looks just like he did the first couple innings, even after getting hit by that line drive. Pretty effective pitch.
Well, only Zach knows how, if at all, it's affecting him, but it doesn't look to be, at least at this point.
You never know when you go in how it's going to feel, if it's going to swell up, what's going to happen.
3 straight heaters now. That one way upstairs.
Zach pulling out his little note card.
And it's a very cerebral approach, always with Zach Gallen. There's always a plan. Now the 1-2. Tried the slider.
A good pitch too. Looked like that one had some of the play just a little bit too low.
Gallen has not been going especially deep into his starts this year anyway. He's completed 6 innings only once this year. And only once all season has he thrown at least 90 pitches. And he might get clipped shorter because of the elevation here today, Torlavello told us. Laureano doesn't chase the changeup. And he's come back to work the count full 3-2. Usually after a Coors Field start, in a Coors Field start, Torrey says he'll clip the pitcher 7 to 10 pitches. Might be even more than that here today. We'll see. Back to the slider.
Yeah, he got that right on the end of the bat. Another nice pitch by Gallen.
Torlavello is on the phone. There's no activity in the bullpen. Don't see anybody warming up in case Gallen is not able to continue. It's quiet back there for now. Three and 2 on Ramon Laureano. Got him. Back to that fastball. Gallen gets his 3rd strikeout and strands Fermin. But is Zach Gallen okay? We'll find out what we can. It's 4-0 Diamondbacks. Welcome back to Mexico City, where Zach Gallen just took a line drive base hit off, it looked like his right shoulder somewhere. Here's a replay. And Candy, we see Brandon Pfaadt. He's not warming up right now. He's not on the mound pitching, but he is loosening up.
Yeah, he had a little weighted ball out there. A lot of pitchers will do that, but watch the way Gallen takes the hit. Oh, a high fastball right by him. Good to see that, but a lot of pitchers will get that weighted ball and just kind of start getting the blood flowing a little bit.
Saw Torey Lovullo on the bullpen phone, and Brandon is just sort of loosening up. He looks like he's sitting back down now, but there is no one warming up. So we'll take that as a sign that Zach Gallen is going to be able to proceed. Ketel Marte will lead off the third against German Marquez. Ketel struck out his first time up.
Good inning now for the D-backs. See if they can kind of add on to that lead. They did such a great job first time through the order.
Hard to second, snagged by Cronenworth as we check in downstairs with Todd Walsh. Todd.
Guys down here in the dugout, Zach Gallen came to his normal spot, which is at the far end of the dugout as he sits between innings, put his stuff down, but then made a beeline with Ryan DePanfilo downstairs, looks like for more treatment and observation, let you know if and when he comes back up.
And we can tell you that Brandon Pfaadt is now on the mound in the bullpen warming up. So, Candy, I don't like either of those signs.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You know, it's one thing just when you're throwing the weighted ball. It's another thing when you actually get on the mound or you're throwing a ball.
Here's a look inside the Sanderson Ford bullpen as Brandon starts to loosen up. And Corbin Carroll is plunked by the pitch. That's that two-seam sinker that has not been all that effective for Marquez this year, and it's a one-out base runner for the Diamondbacks.
No, he really tugged on that ball. I'm sure he was trying to keep it inside. It got him right down to the back foot, maybe the front foot, but foot level.
We'll see if Corbin wants to run. Ahead of Adrian Del Castillo. Del flied out his first time up. Del Castillo is catching today in the cleanup spot. We were told today Gabriel Moreno will not rejoin the club for the Milwaukee series after this weekend. Torey Lovullo said today they're going to push Gabby back a bit as he deals with that left oblique. So that was slightly discouraging news. We thought that Moreno would be able to be activated for that Milwaukee series. Starts on Tuesday, but it looks like he'll be pushed beyond that series.
Still young season right now. You just got to give guys extra time, extra days if they need it.
That one knuckled a bit on Fermin. 1-1 on Del Castillo. Corbin still holds it first. ADC hits it high in the air to left, drifting near the line is Laureano, and he's got it in foul territory. Let's get this message from Tim Hovick and our buddies at Santan Ford.
Man, these are some great seats.
They're your seats, Tim.
Oh, I guess that explains it.
Torey, really, that I think is Torey's best performance, just the deadpan one-liner.
I think those two actually like each other.
You can't not like Tim Hovick. It's impossible. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Lourdes in left field, bats fifth. He'll check on Corbin at first. Like to get Gurriel going, coming off last September's surgery on that right knee, the ACL reconstruction. He is, as he steps in here, 1 for 17 so far.
It's amazing he's back this quick.
Really amazing. I mean, his knee blew up on him last September. And then they carted him off on the field. He was in tears. It looked like, oh, that's just a horrific injury. But he, by every report, just crushed his rehab. Worked out all winter long in Miami. And the reports have been glowing about the work ethic. Corbin looks like he wants to go. Stays put for now. Here's a chopper to short. It backs up Bogart's quick glove hand. And they got Corbin at second base as Jordan Baker, the crew chief, down there.
Bogart's really backed up on this ball to get the lead runner.
We're through 3 in Mexico City. It's 4-0 D-backs.
The 3 for.
Welcome back to Estadio Alfredo Arpelu, where Zach Gallen will apparently not be able to continue after taking a line drive off what looked to be his right shoulder off the bat of Freddie Fermin in the third inning. So here is the second relief outing for the right-hander Brandon Pfaadt since his move to the bullpen. And you might recall Brandon saved the entire pitching staff when he carried the ball for 6 1/3 innings of relief. That was last Sunday against Toronto.
which turned out to be his longest outing of the season so far. So Tom Candiotti, Gallen goes 3. They hand the ball to Fott for the 4th.
Yeah, I think Brandon's really trying to get acclimated to this role. It's something new for him, and I think the more he does this, the better he's going to get for it.
He came on in the 3rd in that game against the Blue Jays Sunday and pitched the entire rest of the way through 84 pitches. And he was really, really good. Allowed just 1 run, 4 hits, went 6 1/3. And Torrey was the first one to point out that, look, Brandon Fott was able to throw 84 pitches, protected the entire bullpen. That was fantastic. And you know that if he gets it going here like Gallen had it going, he can give you plenty of length and carry you deep into the late part of this ball game.
Well, it's just a huge advantage for a manager to have a pitcher that can give you multiple innings like that, and not just 2 innings, but he, like you said, he's stretched out still because he's getting enough work, and so you can get him. You can really stretch him out to 3 or 4 innings or whatever it calls for.
He didn't get a lot of time in the bullpen to warm up, so I think they're giving him some extra warm-up pitches here to start the inning, replacing an injury. Let's take a look at what happened to Zach Gallen just a few moments ago. This is off the bat of Freddie Fermin in the 3rd.
So it's right there, right at him. But I mean, he really did a great job, really protecting himself with that right shoulder, just kind of spinning off that ball and kind of cushioning the blow. But still, you get hit by a ball 90+ miles an hour right on the shoulder.
Came back and got the ground ball from Cronenworth, struck out Laureano, but Gallen is done for the day. Fernando Tatis Jr. welcomes Brandon Fott as we start the 4th. Got some cloud cover overhead is beginning to part. There's much more sunshine in the field right now for the outfielders, particularly in left field where Lourdes Gurriel is out there fighting the sun. Tatis grounded out his first time.
Another nice pitch, like a cutter on the outside part of the plate, 91 miles an hour. And that's how you keep pitching Tatis until he goes out there and proves that he can get to that ball. You keep staying away with the breaking stuff.
His strikeout rate has spiked up above 25% this year. The curveball lands for strike 2.
They're going to show him a lot of spin.
Yeah, he did. Brandon Fott, what a start. Comes in to start the 4th and strikes out Fernando Tatis Jr.
I mean, it's a great matchup the way Tatis is swinging the bat right now, and Fott with that good breaking stuff that he has right on the outside corner. No contest.
You know, Candy, we have talked ad nauseum about the elevation here, 2,000 feet higher than Coors. The ball doesn't move the same as it does other places. It's a challenge to spin the ball and get your breaking pitches to have the shapes we want, but it seems like so far all the pitchers in this game have thrown pretty solid breaking balls.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. The breaking balls look like they've been sharp. Of course, a lot of them really have been the cutter and the slider. Those seem to work a lot better than maybe the loopy curveball.
0-1 on Jackson Merrill. Padres center fielder in the 3 spot. Merrill stuck in a 2 for 27 slide right now. Well, let's wait for some news on the condition of Zach Gallen and pass that along to you once we get it. As we mentioned a moment ago and Todd told us, they're taking a look at Zach right now in the clubhouse.
I think the good news with that, he was able to finish the inning out, because even though that ball struck him on the right arm, got to be really careful with the pitcher.
Boy, Brandon Fott has come in and dialed up 2 strikeouts. He got Tatis and Merrill.
Beautiful curveball. This is the one. This is your A curveball. Starts right over the middle of the plate and then falls right out of the zone. It doesn't get any better than that.
Well, can Brandon Fott come in emergency relief and strike out the side? Not just that. Tatis, Merrill, and Machado 2, 3, and 4 in the San Diego lineup. Here's Manny, who grounded out his first time. Liner to center. Alec Thomas goes top shelf to grab it. And tip of the cap to Brandon Fott. Comes in and makes short work of the Padres in the 4th. And in Mexico City, it's 4-0 Diamondbacks.
Well,
Welcome back to Mexico City, where the hit machine, Ildemaro Vargas, leads off the home half of the fourth. Diamondbacks with a 4-0 lead over the Padres. And Vargas, the subject of our progressive player profile. Dating back to last season, he's now hit in 22 consecutive games. He's moving up the charts in terms of Diamondbacks franchise history.
He's just been unbelievable. I mean, he's slashing the ball. He's the one that got the rally going last inning. So
they had 4 consecutive 2-out hits against Marquez. Vargas and Arenado singled. Jose Fernandez doubled in 2 runs. Alek Thomas launched a 2-run homer. And now Vargas leads off the fourth.
Oh, he had a wide open Machado, kind of playing well off the bag and playing semi-deep, like a shallow shortstop. He gets that bunt anywhere down, he's going to beat that out.
Yeah, you can see Manny left of your screen was not going to get to that one.
No way.
Ildemaro now at 366, 1 for 1. He's extended his own Diamondback record by hitting safely in 19 straight games to start the season. 22 games in a row dating back to last year. Chops this one out to left. Fighting the sun is Laureano, but he's there. I will say this, Candy, there's a lovely breeze coming in from center field, and it's picked up just a little bit here in the last 10 minutes or so, but there is a bit of a wind blowing straight in from center here.
Yeah, as you can see by the flags out in center field, they're kind of blowing in this way.
Yeah.
I actually thought Laureano misjudged that ball. I thought that ball was going to sail over his head, but that wind might have knocked it down a little bit.
Keeping everybody here at the ballpark cool. Arenado singled as part of that 4-run Diamondback second. And Nolan just keeps on hitting.
But watching his batting practice, just hitting line drives the other way, not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's stroking line shots each way, each field.
Last 10 games, he's got 4 homers and 12 runs batted in.
Confidence really growing in Nolan. He had a horrible start, and a guy that's been around has done everything in this game, and now he's getting it back now.
Good slider for Marquez, and it's 1-2. Yeah, Nolan has hit the ball so well that in those last 10 games, he's raised his batting average by about 100 points. So he's quickly gaining ground. He pokes that one into very short right field, and Nolan Arenado's 2 for 2.
That's all it takes. Yeah. Just a little bit of contact. The slider was off the plate. Probably would have been a called a ball, but he stayed with it, had plate coverage, and just drops it into short right.
Well, here's the guy that opened up the scoring. Jose Fernandez hit a missile into left center that scored 2 runs. Back in the second, he's the DH batting 8th.
Well, you hit it on the head when you're talking about, but he's a clutch hitter more than anything right now.
That's the thing about him that makes him a little extra special. And he will get the bunt down. Machado will charge, bare hand play, and Jose with that speed gets up the line. The bunt, Candy, becoming a bigger and bigger part of the Diamondbacks arsenal.
Everyone seems to be willing to give themselves up, not as a sacrifice, but to just drop the ball down, get on base, move the line a little bit.
This is Jeff Bannister's work right here.
I mean, this is Manny Machado at third base, and Manny made a great play on this ball. And Fernandez with that speed beats it out. The bottom of the order production, it's so huge. Get these guys on base, turn that lineup over.
Alek Thomas. Alek turns on that one, a slider out in the front. Alek launched a towering home run out to right. His first time up. This is in the second, and boom.
Oh, there was never a doubt. He just eyeballing it from the get-go.
What a great moment for Alek. He has been one of the stars of the Diamondbacks organization since we've been here, thanks to his play for Team Mexico in the last 2 World Baseball Classics. Laureano again in left. Nearly misplayed that one, as it almost carried over his head.
Yeah, that ball was hit the opposite way, too. 101 miles an hour. A line shot. Laureano's playing deep anyway. That ball still almost got over his head.
And Candy, you made this point earlier. When we say he almost misplayed it, we don't mean to be unfair to the outfielder, but the ball is going to carry differently here than it normally would.
Yeah, I mean, we're 2,000 feet higher than Coors Field.
Yeah.
So it's going to have an effect.
If you're used to a ball coming down to a certain pattern, it's not going to do that here.
You got a little carry.
Ketel Marte or Geraldo Perdomo, 2 on and 2 out. Jerry has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2 so far. Diamondbacks have out hit San Diego 6-1. They lead it 4-0. It's the first installment of baseball's return to Mexico City. That one caught Fermin back there.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So you want to be a catcher. BB, how'd you do it all those years?
Said the guy who used to toss knuckleballs up there to make their lives even more miserable.
A lot of dinners I had to buy my catchers.
So it's a 0-1 count on Perdomo. Arenado's at second. Fernandez with that good speed at first. 2 outs in the 4th. Jerry chops it to first. Nice play for France. The Gold Glovers got it. Marquez covers. And he strands those back-to-back 1-out singles. We're moving along into the 5th where it's 4-0 Diamondbacks.
A family.
That was my 12-year-old team back in here in the north side of the Mexico City. There's a place they call Tolteca. It's a little league, and that's when I started playing baseball. So that was my second or third year playing actually little league.
That's our friend Rodrigo Lopez, who made the mistake of showing me a team picture from back in the day, and I said we have to put that on television. Told me he was a shortstop and a pitcher, then left baseball for a minute to play football, and then once he saw Fernando Valenzuela, well, that was the mark, and the rest is history for him. Great tour guide, by the way. If you're wandering the streets of Mexico City, find Rodrigo.
Yeah, Rodrigo, a very proud native of this amazing city. Xander Bogaerts starts off the 5th against Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt coming off a 9-pitch 4th inning with 2 strikeouts. In relief of Zach Gallen, if you're just joining us. Gallen in the 3rd took a line drive off what appeared to be the right shoulder. Finished the inning, but came out of the ballgame after that. And now Pfaadt is on for his 2nd inning of work.
Such an easy first inning he had. He just cut right through him.
Struck out Tatis, struck out Merrill, got Machado the line out to center. 3 outs, 9 pitches. 2-1 on the Padres shortstop. Yes, he went, says Roberto Ortiz. It's 2-2.
Beautiful pitch. The breaking ball looked more like a cutter, I guess. It just really took off.
Now, Pfaadt we saw last year did start throwing that cutter, which is a little different from Gallen. And Brandon Pfaadt has faced 4 Padres, and he struck out 3 of them.
Another beautiful pitch, the curveball this time. I mean, everything about this pitch was great, especially the tilt. That thing just went straight down, off the table.
4 up, 4 down for Pfaadt. Padres DH is Gavin Sheets.
What a weapon Pfaadt has been now. You can come out of the bullpen like that and just pound the strike zone like he's doing. This Padre team, they don't have a good look at him.
I mean, just the performance he turned in last weekend against Toronto. To go 6 1/3 and just take the ball and stay in there the whole rest of the way. You get the whole bullpen the night off on a day when your starter was knocked out almost immediately. That was the Ryan Nelson start where Nelly did not survive that first inning. He gets the ball here tomorrow. Boy, Brandon Pfaadt, that curveball, Candy, is dancing up there at this elevation.
Who cares about elevation? We got spin. It's been outstanding.
The shape of the pitch is just gorgeous. 1-2 on Gavin Sheets. Marte backhands to the edge of the outfield grass. And Pfaadt has retired all 5 he's faced.
Yeah. Throw strikes, get outs. That's Brandon Pfaadt right now. Ball's hit hard. Marte just going a little to his right, backhands it, makes an easy play.
Ty France, the first baseman. At 7th, he lined out his first time up. skies it high in the air, and this is headed for right center, and it's headed for the seats.
Well, it looked like he just tried to get ahead with the two-seamer, and France was ready for it. Went the opposite gap, but he got backspin on it and carried out of here.
Second of the season for Ty France. He won an opening day roster spot after signing a minor league deal, and he gets the Padres on the board. 105 off the bat.
Pitch is a little bit down, a little bit away, but not down far enough and not away far enough. And
yeah,
he got it.
That sinker came back out just enough. Fermin hit the liner up the box. That was ruled a base hit that went off Gallen's shoulder. Not that time, Roberto Ortiz.
Just looking to get a ground ball right here. Just get out of this inning.
By the way, we are now told by the Diamondbacks that Zach Gallen had to exit the game today with a right shoulder contusion. It is a right shoulder contusion for Zach Gallen. That's a foul ball as we get this message from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Tried that little comeback sinker to catch the corner on France, but it just came back a little bit too much for Brandon.
A little too much of the plate. That's all.
Just trying to put Fermin away here with 2 strikes. And does. Beautiful slider from Fought. France gets the Padres on the board. We're midway through it, a 4-1 Diamondback lead. The D-backs Baseball Network is presented by Progressive. Well, here's a look around the league brought to us by Bet365 and some turmoil in Red Sox Nation. Alex Cora, we can now confirm, has been fired as Red Sox manager. Many of the coaching staff in Boston also being let go. That had been initially reported by Jeff Passan of ESPN and some others. Red Sox owner John Henry has followed up with a statement confirming that. So Alex Cora is no longer the manager of the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, yeah, they won 17-1 today.
How about that? Ramon Vasquez, bench coach. Kyle Hudson, third base coach. Jason Varitek, who's been part of their game planning staff, have all been let go at Fenway Park. Here it's Estadio. Here's Ketel Marte.
All right, third at bat here for Ketel.
He has struck out, grounded out, leads off the 5th against German Marquez. Estadio Alfredo Harpilu, which is the baseball home of Diablos Rojos de Mexico. They call this stadium the Fire Diamond. And you can't see now because there's 20,000 people here, but when the bleachers are empty, there's a pattern of painting on the seats out there that makes it look like flames. And the overhang here, which we are under right now, kind of goes out over home plate, is designed to look like an M for Mexico.
Yeah.
And Ketel staying patient, a leadoff walk, first walk issued in the ball game by either side.
Nice at bat by Ketel. He wasn't going to go out of the zone and chase anything. Nice way to start this inning.
Trying to get that run back. Here's Corbin, who has grounded out and been hit by a pitch.
Third time through the order this year. Marquez, hitters hitting .333 and slugging .929 against him.
The only damage they've done against him came with those 4 consecutive hits in the second. Corbin Carroll is such a critical part of this offense. When Corbin hits, they usually win. All 3 of Corbin's homers and all but 1 of his RBIs have come in Diamondback victories. In Diamondback losses this year, he's 4 for 37. So they are a little too Corbin reliant, at least at this point. That's a short fly ball behind second, and in comes Tatis from right. That's the first out in the home half of the 5th.
Little curveball going down and in. Corbin just a little underneath it. Not a bad pitch to hit.
Del Castillo. Del bats clean up. He's catching. He's flied out twice so far, and has been a big bat in this lineup. 262. He's got 10 RBIs in 11 games this year. He's been a run producer. He drove in their only run with that 2-out RBI double Thursday in the finale against the White Sox. In fact, Dell has driven in runs in 7 of the 11 games in which he's appeared this year. This is a bouncer. Cronenworth goes to second, and they try to turn 2, but Del Castillo safe at first. Slow developing play right there, a little too slow for the Padre infield. And there's 2 outs.
Always when the catcher is hitting, you know, he doesn't not the most quickest guy out there, and they thought that they might be able to turn 2 on it, but Del Castillo running hard, he beats it out.
Well, Torey Lovullo says when Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is in the lineup, the Diamondbacks are just different. He really lengthens things, he tried to say. But they're waiting for Gurriel's bat to fire, and it's still in a bit of a slumber. Bogarts drifts out behind shortstop, and it's a 1 pitch out there for Marquez. 6th inning coming up from Mexico City. It's 4-1 Diamondbacks. Back with you from Mexico City, where the elevation here is more than 7,300 feet above sea level. Candy, you're not supposed to be able to throw breaking pitches in this kind of environment, but that's not been the case today.
It certainly has not been. I mean, look at some of these breaking balls. I mean, they're just taking off. I mean, not just laterally, but also vertically. They just have some good downward bite. And we didn't think this would happen in this high elevation, but it's certainly happening right now for the D-backs.
Our Chaz Roberts cool plays of the game. Brandon Pfaadt took over for Zach Gallen to start the 4th. Gallen had to leave after 3 with a right shoulder contusion. Got hit by a line drive comebacker off the bat of Freddie Fermin in the 3rd. Gallen did finish the inning, got the next 2 outs. But after that was done for the day. Pfaadt has been tremendous so far, giving up just the Ty France homer. And Jake Cronenworth, their number 9 hitter, leads off the 6th. It's 2-0. Estadio Alfredo Harp-Elu is relatively new, opened in 2019, seats just over 20,000 fans, and this place is packed.
And even trying to walk in the concourse, right?
Oh, you couldn't move. You could not move. It says 20,000. It looks like a whole lot more than that. They are really excited about this series here in this city. There's tons of Diamondback fans here. You know, we were down there filming the Open on the field. We met a whole bunch of Diamondback fans who live in Mexico, who are Mexican, and watch all the games.
I love it.
It's a great market for Diamondbacks, for the organization, and it's great to be here to support that. They were coming up and say, yeah, we live here in Mexico. We lived here all my life. I watch all the games.
Yeah.
We love the Diamondbacks.
They knew everybody. They had their D-back jerseys on.
It was great to see. 3-1 on Cronenworth. That is coming back here out of play.
The way Cronenworth is swinging the bat right now, I think you just have to keep challenging him. You don't want to put him on base, but come right after this guy.
He has not had a good start to the year offensively, coming in batting under 170. Grounded out his first time up tonight. He's hitting 9th. And there's Craig Stammen, the former Padre relief pitcher, now in his first season as their manager. Bench coach Jeff Bannister on the other side. 3-2 now on the way from Brandon Pfaadt. You brought this up during the commercial break, and I tend to agree with you, Candy. They might want to think about turning the lights on here.
Yeah, it looks a little dark. I know the lights are kind of on, but it doesn't look like it's real bright out there.
We have some fair amount of cloud cover. It's a very pleasant day here, but it's a little dark in the ballpark. 3-2. We'll keep going. Cronenworth putting up a fight here.
Good pitch on the inside edge.
He has worked a lot, Jake Cronenworth, with the Padres. There's the light situation. Padres' new hitting coach, former Diamondback Steven Souza Jr. is San Diego's hitting coach. And Cronenworth has been one of his busiest students. Again on 3-2. And he worked the walk. Leadoff man's aboard. Don't want to lead off the inning with a walk ahead of the top of this Padre lineup.
Just a little bit under the strike zone that time. Not a bad pitch. It was 2-2 or 1-2, but 3-2, you can't take that chance.
Celebrate Mexican Heritage Night with the Diamondbacks coming up June 4th. It's presented by Coors Light. Purchase a special event ticket package and get a ticket to the game against the Dodgers and this Mexican-inspired Diamondback jersey, one-of-a-kind item. dbacks.com/Mex, the place to go online and get your tickets.
Well, the best thing you can do after a leadoff walk is you got to come back and get the next guy out. Starts off with a good cutter, gets a swing and a miss.
Cronenworth earned that base on balls. Fouled off a bunch of pitches. That was an 8-pitch at bat by Cronenworth, and now it's right away 0-2 on Laureano, who is 0 for 2 as the Padres leadoff hitter.
Got him right where he wants him now. Has him 0-2. He can expand the strike zone, especially with that breaking ball that he's throwing right now. Give him a chance to swing and miss.
That's exactly what happened. You called it, Candy. That curveball is still dancing up there. And in less than 3 innings of work, Vaught has punched out 5.
It's a classic example of why you want to get to strike 1 and strike 2. Control the count. That way you can get hitters to chase pitches out of the strike zone. And that's exactly what he did to Laureano right there.
Well, it only gets harder from here. Here's Fernando Tatis Jr. The first batter Vaught faced when he came on to start the 4th, and he struck him out. That is smashed to shortstop. Perdomo spins and throws. Geraldo Perdomo starts a gorgeous double play. 110 miles an hour, 110 off the bat of Tatis, and Perdomo spins and turns 2. We're in Mexico City, and the Diamondbacks have a 4-1 lead over the Padres.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And Diamondback Nation has arrived here in Mexico City, leading the Padres 4-1 as Ildemaro Vargas starts off the 6th against veteran Germán Marquez. Vargas already has his hit. He singled and scored. That opened up a 2-out rally in the 2nd inning. 4 consecutive reached, all with 2 outs. Vargas and Arenado singled. Fernandez drilled a 2-run double into the gap, and Alec Thomas hit a towering 2-run home run. Padres have countered with a Ty France solo shot in the 5th. San Diego only 2 hits, and they trail Arizona 4-1.
Yeah, there's only been 1 inning the D-backs have scored. This kind of time to put up another crooked number.
There's a strike with a 2-seamer, and it's 1-2 on Ildemaro Vargas. Boy, what a double play that was by Geraldo Perdomo. 110 miles an hour off the bat. And Fernando Tatis Jr.
just crushed it. Just turned it like it was nothing.
That's something that the Padres are starting to get a little concerned about with Tatis. He is hitting the ball as hard as he ever has, but everything, it seems like, has been on the ground. And I thought we saw a perfect example of that right there. Vargy lofts it to center for Jackson Merrill. Wind has died down a bit out there. Those flags in center field are still. And that's the first out as we go back downstairs and check in with Tom Williams.
Thanks, Steve. You mentioned the Diamondbacks fans here in attendance as part of the Diamondbacks official traveling party. Just under 200 folks, and got to tip our caps to Roger Riley. It was like moving a small army, but obviously the players could bring members of their family. Spouses were allowed for some of the executives, and It looked a lot like that playoff journey of a couple of years ago with the community breakfast that was available. And as Roger told me today, the key for him was to make sure that this happened at the beginning of the road trip and not at the back end. So instead of going to Chicago, Milwaukee, then coming here, it's the other way around. And it seems like that's the right call, just seeing how busy everybody has been and what it took to get everything together here to play a ball game.
And that's Todd, as Jose Fernandez steps in. That's one of the wonderful things about this experience, Candy, is that everyone who works so hard behind the scenes in the organization and their families is able to come here and enjoy it all together.
There's so much work that, unless you're really around it, that goes into having a series like this.
And everybody can be here and take part. There's a quick inning for Marquez. A 1-2-3-6. In the 7th, it's 4-1 Diamondbacks. Diamondback baseball is presented by Y-Refi.
I was not a big fan of the radio business, the TV business. I was a big fan of baseball. It has been a great journey after close to 40 years broadcasting games. Elevado profundo conecta hacia jardín central. Allá va Alec Thomas por la pelota. Va por ella y se quedó con la pelota. ¡Qué bonita jugada!
Well, we invite you to check out the latest episode of My Game Day featuring the Hall of Famer and our tremendous friend and companion and colleague Oscar Soria, the Spanish language voice of Diamondback baseball, working the game right now with Rodrigo Lopez, the Mexico City native. You can watch that episode of My Game Day featuring Oscar on dbacks.tv. And boy, you will not find a finer gentleman in any business anywhere than Oscar Soria.
Nope, he's a legend.
Well, Brandon Pfaadt working his way toward legendary status, Candy, as he faces Jackson Merrill to start the 7th. Pfaadt has worked 3 innings in relief of Zach Gallen, 36 pitches, 26 strikes. He's punched out 5. He's only allowed to tie France Homer. Padres still have just 2 hits.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a big play by Perdomo to end last inning. That could have been a lot different.
Foul at first. It's 1-2. And the Padres center fielder.
That gets Pfaadt out of that jam, and now you get the start of the inning off.
110 miles an hour on that ground ball up the bat of Tatis. Pfaadt's had that curveball dancing so far. He struck out 5. Came in there with a fastball that time.
Not a bad pitch either. Thinking he's probably looking for a curveball. It comes up and in. Good hard fastball. I mean, right to the right spot. Now probably come right back with that curveball down and maybe even a little away.
Didn't offer, says Rob Drake at 3rd.
Oh, he wanted to too. That was a good curveball, just a little bit too low. He tried.
That's a check. So now the 2-2.
We're just waiting for Merrill's bat to come around. He's only hitting .206 this year.
Now some of these big Padre bats, for Tatis is not homered. Merrill's hitting .211. Machado's hitting a .195. Yet they've won 15 of their last 18 games. And Merrill really giving Pfaadt a hard time here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you would chase that one out of the strike zone just to spoil it.
Pitch number 8 in this at bat on the way. A lot of fastballs in this at bat from Pfaadt.
Another one. Maybe cutter that time up in the zone.
Yep. 9th pitch on the way. Fortunately, Brandon to this point has been very efficient.
Good fastball velocity too. 93 to 95.
Another 2-2. One offer. Trying to cutter again.
Thought he might chase it that time, but again, just a little bit too low. That's the time you need that one that starts in the strike zone and breaks out of the strike zone.
Brandon working his way through this lineup for the 2nd time as we start the 7th. Lost that one completely. The curveball spins away, and boy, Tip of the cap to Jackson Merrill there. A 10-pitch at bat results in a leadoff walk.
Yeah, he really battled him right there. When I see a pitcher throw a curveball that far out of his zone, either two things happen. Either he just lost the feel of the pitch, or he wasn't convicted in throwing it in that count. He just left it out there.
Well, he walked Cronenworth to lead off the 6th. That got erased on a double play. And now he's walked Merrill to start the 7th ahead of Manny Machado. Manny 0 for 2.
You get Manny hit the ball on the ground, be a good double play candidate. The way we have gloves on the left side of our infield, and whether it's Arenado or Perdomo, that could turn into a double play real easy.
Machado's had something of a slow start to the year offensively, but he's been much more productive in recent weeks. All 11 of Machado's RBIs this year have come in his last 16 games. He's picked up the pace. Conference time on the mound now, as suddenly Brandon Pfaadt is having trouble throwing strikes.
Yeah, this is a good break for him right there. You fall behind Machado 2-0 after you just walk Merrill to start the inning off. This is a good little timeout, kind of reset.
And a good time to check in with Tim Hovick at Santan Ford.
You ever trade a guy for parking in your spot?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Thought about it, though.
Who hasn't?
I like Torrey's performance and the other one better.
They're in the same spot.
That's a good point. So a walk to Merrill, 2-0 on Machado. Brandon trying to reset the compass here. Merrill will run, keep in mind. He's already got 5 stolen bases this year. And lands the fastball for a strike.
I was going to say, there comes a time where you just have to challenge a guy, even though it's Manny Machado up there. Can't afford to keep nitpicking. Got to get yourself back in the count.
Keeping an eye on Merrill, 5 for 5 in his stolen base attempts. Holds for the moment. Manny dunks it into right field. Merrill will stop at second as Corbin pounces on that one and gets it back in quickly.
Well, that's just good hitting by a professional hitter that time. He takes that ball off the plate away, goes with the pitch. Doesn't hit it that hard, but he bloops it into right field for a base knock.
And we'll start to get some activity in the Diamondback bullpen. As the Padres get the tying run to the plate, Brian Kaplan, the pitching coach, is headed out to the mound.
Yeah, this is the second time through the order for Pfaadt.
Taylor Clark, the right-hander.
Clark getting up, getting ready.
I mean, you know that Pfaadt is the long man back there. He was starting all year. He's there to give them length and support in the bullpen. On the other hand, in this situation, Candy, I think maybe you treat him a little bit more like a short reliever.
Yeah, I mean, he's already given you 3 innings. Yeah. He's into his 4th inning right now. So, you know, that leash has got to be kind of short right now when you got other relievers up there ready to go.
And the Padres' best hitter at the plate, it's Xander Bogaerts, who leads San Diego in OPS. He's got 4 homers, but he has struck out twice so far, once against Gallen and once against Pfaadt. He is just about the hottest hitter in this lineup. Jackson Merrill at second base. Manny Machado's at first. No outs in the 7th, and Pfaadt steps off. If you're just joining us, Zach Gallen was hit by a comeback line drive in the right shoulder in the 3rd. Was able to finish that 3rd inning off the bat of Freddie Fermin, but his day was done with a right shoulder contusion. Pfaadt came on to start the 4th and has been terrific up to this point. Now with 50 pitches.
Really just looking for a ground ball here, something they can get it out with, maybe even a double play. Kind of have a sense that Padre hitters are being much more selective and a lot more patient with Pfaadt right now.
Bogaerts is among their most patient hitters. He came into the game with more walks than strikeouts this year, but has punched out twice. Merrill at second, Machado at first. Fastball is there, and it's 1-1. No ABS challenges in this series, by the way. The ballpark is not able to handle the technology, so we have no ball strike challenges in this 2-game set. And it's 1-1 on the Padres shortstop. Fouled away.
Big pitch. Got yourself ahead in the count now, 1-2. Said Bogaerts has already struck out twice this game. You got a chance to put him away again.
Started him off with that slider that he spit on, but then 2 fastballs for 2 strikes.
Probably going to come back with that slider. Something with spin outside and down.
Looking for Chase. A little too far out there. Did indeed come back with a slider.
Nice job by Del Castillo, just keeping that ball right there, keeping that double play in order.
There's a check on Jackson Merrill back there. Brandon doesn't get too caught up in labeling his pitches. He told us that pitch we saw a moment ago, sometimes it's a slider, sometimes it's a sweeper. He says you can call it whatever you want as long as I'm getting the swing and miss on it.
Exactly right. Pick a name for it.
And he's disengaged too many times. The base runners will advance.
A little bit of a snafu that time.
Yep. He'd already disengaged twice, so that's an automatic balk, and the base runners move up.
Now you got to go for the strikeout here. Forget the ground ball. That'll bring a run in.
Taylor Clark still warming up in the bullpen. What you're trying to avoid in this situation, Candy, is the thing that plagued Brandon when he was in the rotation, and that was the big inning.
The big inning.
And this has all the makings of one of those right here.
And those usually start off with leadoff walks. He's able to pitch around it last inning, but this inning, he's in trouble.
3-2 to Xander Bogaerts. Didn't go, and the bases are full. The first 3 have reached in the 7th. And the tying runs are aboard for San Diego. That'll be it for Brandon Pfaadt. Torey Lovullo will go get Taylor Clark.
The ball was out of the strike zone, but I almost thought he had a chance to kind of get him to go after that pitch. Not so.
Taylor Clark inherits a bases loaded no-out jam. Back after this. San Diego smelling blood in the water, and they've thrown Taylor Clark to the Sharks here. A dozen appearances for Taylor, who worked back-to-back games in that White Sox series this week. He has been outstanding. In 12 appearances, he's given up runs against him only twice, and he's not walked a batter all season.
Very reliable arm that Torey has a lot of trust in. Come in there, #1, throw strikes.
Gavin Sheets is the DH. Base hit by Vargas. Merrill scores. They will wave Machado. Throw is cut off, and it's a 1-run game.
Well, Sheets wasn't waiting around either. Take that first pitch fastball and just shot it to right field. 2-run score. Big, powerful swing by Sheets. Vargas couldn't make the play.
Still no outs in the inning. First 4 have reached for the Padres. The batter is Ty France, who homered in the 5th. After a first pitch slider from Taylor Clark. France's home run is second as a Padre. Came with 2 outs in the 5th against Pfaadt. It was just the Padres' second hit of the ball game. They've tacked on 2 more in this inning.
Got to get it out here. Really torqued on that slider that time.
A lot to ask of any pitcher putting him in this situation.
Yeah, that's why you always want to let a guy start an inning off.
Yep. Didn't offer, says Roberto Ortiz. On that slider, it's ball 2.
Couple very, very close calls. Come back and get a ground ball now.
Bogarts at second, Sheets at first. Fastball misses up and in. That sinker runs in. It's 3-1.
Flirt with danger.
Yep.
Taylor got to settle in here real quick.
Bouncer to shortstop. Perdomo kicks it, and they won't get anything.
Well, you can see Perdomo on this play, a high chopper. He was getting his footwork ready to try to be able to turn a double play, and instead lost a little concentration in doing so and wasn't able to field the ball.
We've seen Geraldo do this on these potential double play balls a number of times this year. Torey Lovullo has told him, just slow down. Make sure you got it, and he never really did have it.
Yeah, first things first, got to catch it first.
Torey headed out to the mound now. And they're going to take a look at Perdomo, who was doubled over. Max Esposito, the athletic trainer, will look at Perdomo, who has something wrong, it looks like, with his knee or his foot, somewhere in there on the left leg.
We can see on that play that he was trying to get his footwork ready, and maybe spike caught possibly. Take a closer look at it. You see him getting his feet ready? Didn't look like he did anything there. Saw a little wince though at the very end.
Kind of an awkward ground ball. It's just above his left ankle, it looks like. And they've already lost Zach Gallen with a right shoulder contusion on that Freddie Fermin comebacker in the 3rd. And now Perdomo is hobbled out there at shortstop.
Yeah, he's looking like he's kind of gingerly putting some weight on it. Trying to test it out. I don't think it's feeling too good.
He's going to have to come out of the game. They're going to lose Geraldo Perdomo here.
And that doesn't look like a cramp.
No. So Gallen is out, and Perdomo is out. And I'm guessing in this situation, Candy, you could move Vargas to shortstop or Marte to shortstop and replace Vargas at first base, maybe with Tim Tawa.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the smart move, is to get Vargas over there to replace short. That way you keep Marte at second base.
Teams are allowed to add a 20. Here comes Tawa. Teams are allowed to add a 27th player in the 2 games in this series. The Diamondbacks elected not to do that because there are certain roster restrictions, and it just didn't make sense to do it. They were not allowed to add a pitcher, and there were too many position players. You have to have a guy has to have options, and it got all complicated. And so Tawa will indeed takes over at first, and Vargas will move from first to short. So things are slipping away quickly here in Mexico City. France reaches on a fielder's choice. They've given Perdomo the error, and now he's had to come out of the game, replaced by Vargas at shortstop.
Yeah, you come right into this game here. You got the bases loaded. You got no outs. And Taylor Clark has got to figure a way to get it out here.
Freddie Fermin, the catcher, is the batter. And Fermin lines it to left. Gurriel, top shelf, it almost carried over his head. Bogarts comes home and ties the ball game.
Jumped all over that first pitch, a line drive, and Gurriel almost took too shallow of a route. Had to jump up, then he had to turn his back to the infield and then deliver a throw that got by 2 people but was backed up well by Clark. Watch Gurriel jump back to the infield, gets his throw off. Only 1 run's able to score.
So it's turned into a 3-run San Diego 7th. Cronenworth is the batter, the 7th man to hit for the Padres in this inning, and there's still only 1 out.
Well, the good news, you got it out. Well, let's see if we can get a ground ball here. Cronenworth always been a fairly patient hitter.
He walked his last time up against Fought. Remember, that was that long at bat, 10 pitches. That hit him. And the Padres have the bases loaded again. This time the lineup turns over. And here comes the leadoff man, Ramon Laureano.
Slider really pegged it, looked like on the back foot. Closer look, maybe on the front foot, got him. Just short hopped his front foot.
What else can go wrong in this inning?
Oh, disaster, nightmare of an inning for the D-backs right now.
Laureano 0 for 3, 8th man to bat in the San Diego 7th. This is lifted toward the right field corner for Corbin Carroll. He's got it in fair territory. Sheets will tag, and the Padres have the lead. And now it rolls away. Cronenworth able to pick up an extra 90 feet.
Corbin gets this ball deep down the right field line, right on the foul line, and gets the ball in. It gets by Marte, and when it gets by Marte, no one is there behind him to back it up. Ball trickles through the infield. You know, watch this throw to Marte. It just gets by him, and then everyone's able to move up.
So with first base open, they'll put Tatis aboard. The Padres have batted around in the inning. That began with a Jackson Merrill base on balls, and Merrill steps into the box again.
Well, because that open base, that errant throw, then you had a chance you might as well walk Tatis to set up a, force at least every base.
They've given a throwing error on that play to Corbin Carroll. Once again, even in relief, Brandon Pfaadt is the victim of a big inning.
Boy, this is a big out to get right here.
Roll to first. Tawa's got it. Taylor hustles over. But the Padres explode for 4 runs. They bat around in the 7th and take a 5-4 lead. Diamondbacks baseball is being brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit Progressive.com. And by YRefi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to YRefi.com. Well, Alec Thomas, a towering 2-run homer, part of a 4-run Diamondbacks second inning. They have not scored since and now find themselves trailing San Diego 5-4 as Alec leads off the 7th. Against the new pitcher for the Padres, this is the left-hander Adrian Morejon, who makes his 12th appearance of the year.
Morejon got high ERA going this year, but he's got the ability to strike anybody out. Power on.
Tim Tawa, who took over at first base after Vargas had to replace the injured Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop, is the on-deck hitter.
Hard fastball, 101 miles an hour.
He's always been a hard thrower. A nightmare top of the 7th for the Diamondbacks. They had 3 walks, 1 intentional. They had a hit batter. They committed 2 errors in the field, and they lost their starting shortstop.
We were talking a little bit before the game about how important it is not to give away extra outs in defensive games, in run-scoring stadiums like this. are just to be imperative.
Well, they got to get something going. They've had only 2 singles, the Diamondbacks, since the Thomas home run in the 2nd inning. Arenado and Fernandez had back-to-back singles in the 4th. So since the 2nd inning, just 2 hits, and they trail it 5-4.
Yeah, got to get this offense cranked up now. Find yourself down by a run. Only scored in that 1 inning, the 2nd inning. That's been it.
Brandon fought, went 3 innings in relief. Gave up 2 hits, 4 runs they were earned. He walked 3, struck out 5. 56 pitches, 36 strikes for Font. Tawa on deck, then it's Ketel Marte. 2-2 on Alek Thomas. Morejon, part of their opening day roster for the 4th time in his career. Alek backs up Machado at 3rd.
Oh, Manny still showing that big arm of his, throwing flat-footed on a big high 2-hopper, and still gunning Thomas out.
That's a pretty fast runner. There is Manny Machado at 3rd base. 2 gold gloves and a platinum glove. Tawa now finds himself in the leadoff spot. No word yet on the condition of Geraldo Perdomo, who had to leave the game with an apparent left leg injury of some kind. Tawa 5 for 36 in 14 games this year. Had a couple of hits last weekend in that series against Toronto. 101 from Morejon, and it's 0-2. Five runs, just 4 hits for the Padres. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, both teams with that big 4 spot.
Diamondbacks had a 4-run 2nd. San Diego a 4-run 7th. And they got a lot of help along the way with fielding errors and bases on balls. Marte on deck. And went after that breaking ball, and Morejon gets his first strikeout.
Curveball that time. He chased it, but his fastball's popping at 102. Easy to chase a curveball over the plate that's just maybe a little bit shallow of the strike zone.
Well, nice to see Ketel Marte do something for the right side here. 0 for 2 with a walk. Ketel was very patient in his last at bat against Marquez. And Marquez did not at all pitch badly. Had the 4 consecutive hits in that 2nd inning. But went 6 innings, a walk, 2 strikeouts through 75 pitches. Ketel has it in 4 straight games, 7 of his last 8. Coming off back-to-back 2-hit games in that series this week against the White Sox.
Oh, I'd like to see him get a ball up in the air here.
The way he's been hitting the ball and barreling everything up, just get it up in the air. Line drive. Tied him up. Yes, he went. Roberto Ortiz says strike 2. Corbin Carroll would be next.
A little 2-out magic. Get on for Corbin.
Once more from Machado on the short hop, and it's under the glove, and that's the opening they might need. As it rolls into short left, Laureano has to charge in to pick it up, but that one just snuck under the webbing of Manny Machado at 3rd.
We don't see that often. It's a ball Manny definitely should have made. And as he was charging this ball, he recognized the high hop immediately, went in and just didn't glove it. He knows he's upset about it.
They've scored that a base hit for Ketel Marte.
Well, Ketel will take it. The best thing is he's on first. Got a chance for Carroll now.
Let's see if they change that. Well, they got their 4 runs in the 2nd inning with 2 outs.
Not ready for a big ball here.
Juan Murillo and Jonathan Loaizaga warming up at the Diamondback bullpen. It's got to be a tough matchup for a left-hand batter against Morejon, who's got that wicked curveball and 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Hard fastball.
And then throwing that two-seamer that runs in on the lefty.
You look at stuff like this guy has, and you can see closer stuff.
Yeah.
Another triple-digit fastball.
Well, that's going to be a dirty word for the Diamondbacks with the way Mason Miller is closing games for the Padres this year. 33 consecutive scoreless innings for Miller coming out of that Padre bullpen. 2-2 on Corbin.
Yeah, Mark Grant told him before the game, said Miller has been like an alien. Never seen anything like it.
Well, he has changed the face of that Padre bullpen, Mason Miller. You don't want to have to deal with him. 9 saves, lead the majors. 2-2. Doesn't chase up there. Nice take there by Corbin. And he's run the count full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, big time take that time.
Del Castillo, other left-hand batter, is on deck. France will hold Marte on that base at first.
Power gets power with that swing. Hard fastball. 102 miles an hour and a foul back.
Morejon is doing a good job of keeping Cattell close from getting any kind of a secondary lead at first. He's right near that bag and was not running on that last pitch. Stays put again there, and Corbin fouls off a curveball.
He's not getting a read on him at all.
And Cattell is not getting any kind of a head start whatsoever.
But I mean, it's 3-2 with 2 outs. I mean, even if you don't get a good jump, you got to be going.
He's just flat-footed down there. He has been on the last 2 pitches. And once more now on 3-2. Marte not moving, and Corbin Carroll with a terrific plate appearance. So they have something going now, a single and a walk with 2 outs, and Del Castillo will be the hitter, at least for the moment.
Well, you got a couple of guys on base. That's what you're hoping for. Got some base runners now. Now you're looking for that big hit once again.
Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach, out to the mound. We'll see if they want to get a right-hand pinch hitter up there for Dell. In the meantime, we get this message from Andrew, the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the home buyer.
Well, you carry 3 catchers on this roster, Tom Candiotti. You have both Aramis Garcia and James McCann on the bench ready to go. And you've got a left-on-left matchup here, but they're going to let Dell hit.
Dell does come through with some big hits, but a guy throwing this hard from the left side, that's a tough AB for him.
Yeah, this is a bit of a surprise here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Not that we don't have any faith in Dell, but the matchups and the math all says, do something else. Marte is the tying run at second. Carroll is the go-ahead run at first. 2 outs. Here's Del Castillo. In the cleanup spot, fouls off a fastball at 101.
He took a good cut at it, too. That was too bad he missed that one. What a good swing.
Well, they got 4 runs in the second, all with 2 outs. Trying to repeat that 2-out magic now in the 7th, down 5-4.
It's the whole hump 100.
Yeah.
They just went right after him, too.
Dell has been an RBI guy in this lineup. He's in the cleanup spot today for a reason. 10 runs batted in his 11 games this year. Been very productive.
And you got a lot of speed at first with Carroll. Ball down the line, ball in the gap. That'll score him.
Doesn't chase. Stayed patient on that changeup. That's a scud. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dell has played in 11 games prior to today. He's got RBIs in 7 of those games. Big at bat right here for the Diamondbacks. 2 on, 2 out, down 1. Here it is. And he's caught looking, dropped the curveball in there. No challenges, remember. They don't have ABS in this series. And they let Del Castillo hit. He goes down looking, and it stays 5-4. Welcome back to Mexico City. Steve Berthiaume, Tom Candiani, Todd Walsh along the way. First of 2 games in the Mexico City series. Desert Financial gives us a look at the upcoming schedule. 1 more to go here in Mexico City tomorrow. That's Ryan Nelson against the Padres' Michael King. We fly after the game tomorrow to Milwaukee. Off day there Monday. And then a Midwestern road trip. 3 in Milwaukee and 3 at Wrigley Field next weekend against the Cubs. Here is Jonathan Loaizaga, who pitched twice in that series against the White Sox on the last homestand, his 13th appearance this year. Manny Machado leads off the San Diego 8th.
That one got away from him there. First pitch curveball way off the plate. Got to put up a 0 this inning.
Machado singled and scored in that disastrous 4-run San Diego 7th. Diamondbacks walked 3 batters, 1 intentionally. They hit 1. They committed 2 errors in the field, and shortstop Geraldo Perdomo had to leave with an apparent leg injury, so nothing went right in that ugly 7th. And they have still out-hit San Diego 7-4. Padres have just 4 hits. They got a lot of help from the Diamondbacks in that top half of the 7th.
Another big swing that time. Foul back.
Saw a shot of Steven Souza Jr. there in the top step of the Padre dugout. He is their new hitting coach this year. Former Diamondback. 2-2 on Manny Machado. Whole new coaching staff over there for San Diego. They have Craig Stammen, who was a relief pitcher in the Padres bullpen for 6 of his 13 major league seasons. Finished up his playing career with San Diego back in 2022, and now he's their manager. And Manny will take time out.
Still dangerous. I know he's not swinging a hot bat at all, but really hovering at 200, but very dangerous.
He's 33 years old, Manny Machado. He'll be 34 in July. And he has been very durable in his tenure in San Diego. This is his 8th season with the Padres. He's now been there longer than he was with Baltimore to begin his career.
Always been a good RBI guy.
Fighting off these sinkers from Loaizaga. And Corbin has got it in foul territory. Don't forget, it's a 50-50 raffle fiesta. We are rolling over the jackpot every day. It started the other day. It's continuing today. It rolls into tomorrow. And we'll keep it open until the end of the 7th inning on Sunday. It's the 50-50 raffle fiesta. 3 games, 1 big jackpot. Half that money can be yours. Just go to dbacks.com/5050 to get your tickets online from anywhere in the state of Arizona. Up over $30,000 and counting. Xander Bogaerts drew a walk in that 4-run 7th.
Make a pitch, get it out.
Oh, it's closing in on 6:30 in the evening local time here. And what wind there was, and it was coming in from center field straight away for maybe about half the game. It has died down now. The flags out there are dead still. And it's a lovely evening in Mexico City. Well, won't chase the 0-2 curve. There's a look at this wonderful ballpark. It really is a nice ballpark. Estadio Alfredo Harpelú, home of the Diablos Rojos de Mexico.
Yeah, especially when it's jam-packed like it is tonight.
It is packed. 20,000 it seats. Looks like a lot more than that in here. I got to tell you, feels like a lot more. They are vocal and they are into it. They call this stadium the Fire Diamond. D-backs are the home team for these two games against the Padres. 2-2 on Bogaerts. And Loaizaga gets the swing and miss with a breaking ball. He'll throw the changeup to lefties. He'll use that curveball to righties, and he used it nicely right there.
He certainly did. Nice pitch. A little bit under the strike zone. But it looks good all the way, and then dips out of it, gets the swing and miss.
Gavin Sheets was the first batter that Taylor Clark faced when Taylor came in to relieve Fought in the 7th, and Sheets drilled a 2-run single into right field after he hit a big home run in their win over the Rockies in Colorado on Thursday on what was his 30th birthday. Diamondbacks in the home half of the 8th inning have 5, 6, and 7 scheduled up. Gurriel, Vargas, and Arenado.
It doesn't look like it's easy to hit right now.
It's an odd lighting situation too.
Yeah.
There's Rob Drake at third. A lot of Padre fans here, just like the Diamondback fans. Mexico City, a great market for both these organizations.
Yeah. Well, they certainly came out. They showed their support.
France, who homered in the 5th, Fought, is on deck. One ball and 2 strikes on Gavin Sheets. Well, chase the changeup. Mentioned that a moment ago. Likes that changeup to left-handers trying to get swing and miss in 2 strike counts.
I think ultimately he's going to try to get him out with this, just to get in the ground ball here. Maybe a 2-seamer down and away.
He's got that upper 90s sinker. And there it is. A bouncer for second base. Marte is there. Nice job by Loaizaga, who works a 1-2-3/8. Down 5-4, getting late in Mexico City. Gurriel will lead it off. Then it's Ildemaro, Vargas, and Nolan Arenado. Well, the Diamondbacks had a 4-0 lead for much of this ball game here in Mexico City. Now in the 8th inning, they trail the Padres 5-4. And Ildemaro Vargas has been heard from. He had a 2-out single in the 2nd that ignited that 4-run inning for the Diamondbacks, extending his hitting streak. He's got 30 hits since the end of last year. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, look at that StatCast. I mean, the hits are going everywhere, not just one side.
Well, he'll be on deck as Gurriel leads off the 8th inning against the new pitcher for the Padres. The right-hander Jason Adams is out there. He's made his way back from a ruptured left quad tendon, suffered last September, his 7th appearance of the year, and he's been outstanding. And keep in mind they have the shutdown closer Mason Miller behind him. Miller's not given up a run in more than 33 innings. Gurriel 0 for 3 starts off the game. And that's right at Machado. A little bit of stumble there, recovers, and plenty of time to get Gurriel. There's one away.
Ball hit hard. And that time Manny was going to make sure he caught it, threw him out.
99 miles an hour on the ground ball from Gurriel. Here's Ildemaro Vargas, and they may need him to rescue them again.
And this is the guy you'd actually really want to get is Adam, because Mason Miller's got to scare you a little bit at the very end.
Mason Miller's almost impossible.
Yeah, that's the stopper.
Vargas 1 for 3, single had scored his first time up. He is it safely now in his first 19 games to start the year, extending his Diamondback franchise record. He has hit in 22 consecutive games, dating back to last season, the major's longest active hitting streak. He's also lined out and flied out, 1 for 3. Took a big rip at a changeup.
Big swing that time.
I think they just turned more lights on.
It looked like it.
I'm not sure what they were waiting for. Vargas's consistency throughout this streak has really been impressive. He is one of just 5 players in the majors this year with at least 25 hits and fewer than 10 strikeouts. But he's behind in the count 0-2.
Need a base runner.
Foot races on, slow bouncer. Machado bare hands, and they got him at first. Vargas with a head first slide. Roberto Ortiz, the first base umpire, says you're out. Let's see if they want to challenge. You can't challenge balls and strikes, but you might be able to challenge this. Jeff Bannister on the phone with Alan Campbell in the video room. Do not challenge. A terrific play there by Machado.
Oh, that was a Gold Glove play. Bare hand on the run. Hard throw. Almost looked like Vargas might have got there a little quicker if he just ran through the bag instead of diving on it.
Yeah. There's all kinds of physics experiments that prove it's not the way to go. 2 outs for Arenado, who has 2 of their hits. He has singled twice and scored a run. Diamondbacks find themselves in another 1-run game. They had at one point through 4 innings a 4-0 lead. Ty France homer to make it 4-1 in the 5th, and the Padres exploded with 4 in the 7th to lead at 5-4. There's Gallen, who had to leave after 3 after getting hit on the right shoulder by a comebacker off the bat of Freddie Fermin in the 3rd. He finished that inning, but is out with a right shoulder contusion. They've also lost Geraldo Perdomo. We're told Perdomo has suffered a left ankle sprain. Left ankle sprain day to day. Geraldo Perdomo. 0-2 on Arenado. San Diego in the top of the 9th inning has the lower third of their order due up. France, Fermin, and Cronenworth. 7, 8, 9. There is activity in the Diamondback bullpen.
Boy, I'd like to see Arenado just get into one right here.
Not that one.
No. Look out. Scatter.
Adam lost the feel for that fastball.
That was a waste pitch.
Andrew Hoffman, the right-hander. Looks like he'll get the 9th. They have lost both Gallen and Perdomo in this game to injuries. They've lost a 4-0 lead. Really working up above the belt with that 4-seamer. Back-to-back pitches up there. Now it's 2-2.
So I'm probably trying to set up this changeup.
Once more from Manny down there at 3rd. They've kept him entertained. Throw pulls France off the bag, and Arenado's aboard. Long throw from Machado, the length of the diamond, and Ty France couldn't quite keep his foot on the bag.
Well, Machado's made 2 really good plays this inning. That one looked like the easiest one. Just a long throw, and it just kind of sailed on him.
They've given Machado a throwing error. That's an E5, and the tying runs aboard for the Diamondbacks. Might have a challenge here. Jordan Baker is the crew chief. So Craig Stammen thinking, well, why not challenge? He dragged the toe. The question is, did he hit the bag with it? Roberto Ortiz might have been screened from that. Here's a better angle, maybe.
Hard to tell on that one.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's close. I just love how all the players look up, trying to figure it out too.
This one is being looked at in Midtown Manhattan. Jordan Baker, the crew chief, for the announcement. Here it is.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe. San Diego will lose their challenge.
So stands means not enough evidence to get it overturned. So Arenado's aboard at first at the tying run with 2 outs. And the hitter is Jose Fernandez. And Fernandez has had a little bit of a magic wand here this season. And let's see if he can come up with more magic. He drilled a rifle shot into left center in the second for a 2-run double. And then singled in the fourth. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, they need a little bit more from him now.
So the error by Machado stands. Arenado at first base with 2 outs. Here is Fernandez.
Well, if you could run into one, this is the time to do it.
Well, it would be something. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong in that 7th, but they can make up for it with a base hit right here. It's 2-0. The changeup sails. Padre bullpen quiet for the moment. Gonna have to get Seawald up in the Diamondback bullpen to join Hoffman. Now the 2-0. Swung through that changeup.
And they stayed with it. Wasn't going to give in.
This is what we've seen Jose do so many times this year, Candy. When he has a strike called against her, he misses a pitch. He's got the poise and the know-how enough to step out, take a deep breath, and start the at-bat over again.
Yeah, right when you think after you see a swing that wasn't his best,
yeah,
all of a sudden he puts a good swing on one.
Bouncer to shortstop. Bogarts going the short way to get the force on Arenado. And we'll go to the 9th inning, trailing the Padres in Mexico City 5-4. Welcome back to Mexico City. Diamondbacks had a 4-0 lead at one point over the Padres. They now trail at 5-4 as we start the 9th inning. You can check out all the upcoming concerts at Chase Field this year. Got a good schedule for you lined up for the summer. Post-game concerts to full stadium events and shows. There's something for everybody. Get your tickets at dbacks.com/concerts. Andrew Hoffman is on for the Diamondback bullpen. And he will get the top of the 9th inning here. 6 appearances for Andrew, who usually gives them more than 3 outs. Ty France homered in the 5th. He leads off the 9th.
What a good pitch to start the at-bat. Great cutter. Swing and a miss.
Well, the offense, given the ballpark's history, has been subdued to say the least. Only 2 home runs hit so far. Thomas in the 2nd and France in the 5th. 1 for each side.
Yeah, it just really looks like a normal game.
Yeah, it really does. Diamondbacks will have Alek Thomas leading off the 9th inning. Then Tim Tawa and Ketel Marte. And I'm going to presume that Mason Miller and the lights out closers begun to warm up for San Diego.
Yeah, just important here for Hoffman to keep the score right here. Just give your team any kind of chance against Miller. You can't afford to give up another run.
Remember, it was Gurriel who hit that home run off Miller last year on a pitch that was well over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So it can be done. 2-2 on the Padre first baseman Ty France. That one caught Dell back there. Diamondbacks have lost 2 of their starters in this game. Zach Gallen hit by a line drive comebacker. Here's a look at the Del Castillo play right off the foot. Ouch. Freddie Fermin hit Gallen with a line drive comebacker in the 3rd. Gallen finished the inning, but then was done with a right shoulder contusion. And Geraldo Perdomo in that disastrous 7th had to leave with a left ankle sprain. This is headed toward the right field corner off the bat of France, and this one's going to go as well. Ty France has homered twice, and it's 6-4 San Diego.
He got a fastball and it was down, and he wasn't trying to pull this ball. It looked like he was just trying to hit it that way, and it just shot right over the right field wall.
Home runs numbers 2 and 3 for France. He homered in the 5th and now again in the 9th. And makes it a 6-4 San Diego lead as Fermin steps in. Vargas has moved from first base to shortstop, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Diamondbacks here tonight.
Yeah, another misplay at shortstop that time. In between Hop and Vargas got himself caught, didn't know what to do, and the ball ate him up.
Perdomo had to leave in the 7th when he sprained his left ankle. Vargas moved from first base to short to fill in, and that one got through him. So a France home run, now an E6, and still no outs. Here's Cronenworth.
Now looking for the ground ball double play.
Andrews got that terrific changeup, usually pretty effective against left-handers. That's always been his best pitch. Arenado will be in on the grass about a step or 2. In case Cronenworth decides with no outs just to move the runner along. Diamondbacks have committed 3 errors in this ball game, and that was one of your keys. Defense is at a premium in a hitting environment such as the one we find ourselves in, and the defense made a couple of slick plays out there, but it's been hit and miss defensively.
A couple errors and a couple walks scored also back in the 7th inning. That doesn't help.
And they've had some missed opportunities as well. Del Castillo took the at-bat with runners on first and second and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Left on left against Morehonen, struck out with 2 catchers on the bench behind him. The leadoff batter Laureano on deck. It's 2-2 on Jake Cronenworth. Tawa came in to take over at first when Vargas moved to short to replace the injured Perdomo. On the move. The throw from Dell's a beauty, and they got him. What a throw by Adrian Del Castillo. Fermin wants a challenge.
Catcher to catcher. Fermin had a great jump too. Del Castillo threw a Mimi down there.
He sure did. Padres lost the challenge they tried previously. Here's Jordan Baker.
San Diego is challenging the out call at second.
Look where this throw is, Candy.
Oh, it's perfect.
But did Fermin sneak that left hand in? Padres trying to pick up an insurance run. They challenged the Machado throwing error in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lost that one challenge. Now they'll use their other one here. Andrew Hoffman could really use this out.
In a big time way.
We got a case for a challenge.
Yeah, I think he might be in there. Fermin was pretty certain.
By the way, while we have a moment, we want to thank Jim Reynolds, the Phoenix native and longtime terrific Major League umpire, along with Junior Valentine, the two umpires who were kind enough to come up here and have a conversation with us about the ground rules of this unique ballpark, which has some interesting quirks in the corners. So we want to thank Jim and Junior for coming up here and walking us through that. That was very nice of them.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, so major props to the umpires here working this series. They pointed out to us that the foul poles in this ballpark are 3 feet behind the wall, which creates some interesting situations in the corners in this ballpark. And some other little nooks and crannies of interest.
Yeah, very interesting with the netting on the foul poles coming straight towards the foul line.
They're taking a long look. Fermin looked like he might have snuck in that hand under Vargas's tag. And New York taking their sweet time with this one. It's a big spot. Give them all the time they want. It's a tough call. Here's Jordan Baker now with the results.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner's out.
Not enough to get it overturned. The second time that the Padres have challenged and had that be the result. So a big out for Hoffman as Del Castillo fires a strike down there to catch Fermin stealing. And that's the first out in the ninth, and a 3-2 count now on Cronenworth.
Well, I really thought that was going to be overturned there, so
yeah.
I'll take that.
So 1 out, base is empty, and it's a full count on Jake Cronenworth with Laureano on deck. And Hoffman completes the strike him out, throw him out in somewhat unique fashion right there.
I like it.
Right?
But Cronenworth a little upset there. You see him screaming.
Took 2 separate pitches, but they got the strike him out, throw him out. 2 down now for Laureano. Drove in a run his last time up in that disastrous 4-run Padres 7th. Bit of a shaky game defensively, Candy, for both sides. The two teams have combined for 4 errors in the field.
3 by the D-backs.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, just not clean.
Not at all. But they also had some shining moments defensively. I mean, they had a great play by Vargas at first base on the Tatis liner in the first. Perdomo on a 110-mile-an-hour ground ball turned a gorgeous double play to end the 6th. So it's been hit and miss defensively.
I actually thought there'd be a lot more balls in the air in this game.
I'm with you. Well, you don't want to give Tatis a chance to hit a 2-run homer. It's 3-0 on Laureano with Tatis behind him. Well, they'll issue the 2-out walk to the leadoff man.
Not what you wanted to do there.
Not what you wanted to do there. Last time when they had first base open, they walked Tatis intentionally on an open base created by a Corbin Carroll throwing error. And now they'll have to pitch to him. There's a strike. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone.
A lot of times he just likes to get that fastball over the plate, get a strike, get ahead 0-1, and then let his other stuff do the work.
Tatis has yet to hit a home run this year. Right away, boy, spotting the fastball nicely, Andrew, when it's 0-2.
Double up on it.
Working those edges. Laureano, pretty good speed down there. But it's a 2-strike count with 2 outs on Tatis, and Hoffman steps off. Throw the 3rd disengagement into that 7th inning disaster.
Right.
Well, we forgot about that. And there is basically death on a stick.
Yeah.
Mason Miller, the closer.
Tatis fouls off another fastball. Boy, you got a lucky there. Hoffman put that in a bad spot.
Yeah, that was very hittable. A lot of the middle part of the plate.
Tatis may be thinking he was going to get a 2-strike changeup there, but boy, that was a cookie. Pitch out, nothing doing. Laureano 3 for 3 in his stolen base attempts.
Well, the way he's looking at it, he's already in scoring position with Tatis up there.
For sure, 2-2. Nice look at this lovely ballpark here, Mexico City, Estadio Alfredo Harpelú, the baseball home of Diablos Rojos de Mexico. They call it the Fire Diamond, and the Diamondbacks helped set fire to it in that 7th.
Another fastball just right down the chute. Got to keep the ball away from Tatis. Once in a while, you got to come in to keep him honest, but more vulnerable outside, especially if you can spin it a little bit.
His strikeout rate has skyrocketed this year. And he knocks it into right field. After the walk to Laureano with 2 outs, and they got him at second base. He overran the bag. Corbin Carroll gets it into Vargas, and Laureano gives away an out on the bases. So that might be an enormous break for the Diamondbacks. Corbin fires it into shortstop. Vargas gets the glove on the hip. Bottom 9 coming up.
Oh, big insurance run on the Ty France home run in the 9th has given the Padres a 6-4 lead. And they run the closer out there who has 9 saves, the most of the majors. Don't forget the post-game show with Brandon Webb and Jody Jackson coming up. That's presented by Talking Stick Resorts. Right after our ball game, the post-game preview. Here's Mason Miller, who has not given up a run since a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. home run in August of last year. 36 1/3 innings without giving up a run. That includes the postseason. 33 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings in the regular season, the longest active streak in the major leagues.
There's nothing you can really say. Just incredible.
Alec Thomas, who hit the big 2-run homer in that 4-run second, leads off the 9th. Gurriel batting 5th.
2 incredible pitches, fastball and that slider.
Miller has finished 11 of San Diego's 17 wins this year, owning 9 saves. He's also got a victory along the way. Thomas, Tawa, Marte, 9-1-2, and the Diamondback 9th. They've out-hit San Diego 7-6, but they trail it 6-4. And Alec fights off a sinker to stay alive. Thomas is hit in 6 straight games now. He's got an extra base hit in all 6. 4 doubles and a pair of home runs.
Everyone knows he's got a great fastball, 102 miles an hour, but that cutter slider combination, whatever you want to call it, that is devastating.
Fastball sailed away at 103 miles an hour for ball 2. Miller's a big boy out there, 6'5", 200 pounds. Out of Gardner-Webb University. Alec lifts this into a light sky for Laureano in left. And there's one away.
That's a victory just making contact.
Yeah, the numbers are what they are. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. Padres made a deal to get him from the Athletics at the trade deadline last year for a whole package of prospects. And he is the very definition of a lights-out closer. Jorge Barossa will bat for Tim Tawa. Tawa came on to play first base when Perdomo left with that left ankle sprain in that
nightmare of a 7th inning, and Vargas had to move from first to shortstop. Stu Sherwater back there calling balls and strikes. So Barossa hits for Tawa.
Looked like it almost went through Fermin's glove.
Tell you what, if you get a base runner on here, get the time run to the plate and give Ketel Marte a chance.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. And Jorge, as we know, all season long has really had a knack for extending these at bats, seeing a lot of pitches. He can be kind of a nudge up there. The cutter lands for strike one. Ball and a strike to Jorge Barossa. Switch hitter bats from the left-hand side. And then, of course, if he gets tired of throwing the cutter, he can just throw it up there at 102, 103.
Just let her rip.
That's just if he's bored.
So another thing that makes his fastball so impressive is he does have a good cutter or slider.
And he locates, too. It's not a wild thing situation by any stretch. That went off Miller, but it rolls to Cronenworth at second. Close play at first, but they got him, and they might want to have a look at this one. Roberto Ortiz says he's out, and at this point, you've got nothing to lose by challenging, Candy.
That ball hit hard off Miller's leg, caromed right over to first base. Barossa running hard. Watch this replay. Just kicks over there. Cronenworth gets that ball, flips it over there.
Again, France's foot might have come off the bag. Let's see.
It might have.
It's definitely off there. He's off. He's safe.
I think he's going to be in there.
The second time we saw that happen previously in the 8th inning on that throwing error by Manny Machado that let Arenado reach safely. They ruled it an E5 when France was pulled off the bag. The Padres challenged. The call stood. And we might have the Diamondbacks challenge a similar type of play, only this time win the challenge. Barossa's seen the replay. He thinks he's in there, and we do too.
I love how Barossa running hard, but hit the very front of the bag, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do as a base runner.
If they can get this overturned, it brings Marte up to the plate. Here's Jordan Baker. Oh, they confirmed the call. So they think they got it right, and they have video evidence, so the call is confirmed. We can't catch a break tonight, Candy.
They just cannot do it.
So Marte last man standing. Corbin Carroll behind him if Ketel can reach. He has walked and singled tonight. He's 1 for 3.
Get on base any way, which way you can.
Sure looked like France's foot was off the bag.
Yep.
But they know better. They have more angles than we do. Strike one to Ketel. Well, if things don't work out, you're going to look at that top of the 7th inning, which I think it's fair to say, Candy, was their worst half inning of the season. Yeah. Everything went wrong. The walks,
everything.
Losing track of the disengagements, 2 errors, the injury, the hit batter. And there's France. Miller covers, and the Padres take the opener here in Mexico City, 6-4. Diamondbacks led it 4-0 after 4. They led it 4-1 after 6, but they fall short 6-4.
Yeah, it was really a big inning. It just all came crashing down on them. They were throwing the ball and playing well, but that inning, that got them and ended up costing them the game.
3 walks, 1 intentional, couple of errors, a hit batter. Everything went wrong. They lose Gallen with a right shoulder contusion. They lose Perdomo with a left ankle sprain. Brandon Webb and Jody Jackson at Chase Field will sort it all out. Post-game show is next on D-backs TV.